Since we're kind of attached to this right now, what kinds of things do you say or do in order to pull for the night game?
I just invite them back. Be like, hey, so contrary to like the no kissing and stuff, if you guys, we have this video, like this compilation before you join our Skool community. It takes a page. It's all me getting makeouts and Brandon getting makeouts and like in Scottsdale at High Five, like girls on my lap just making out. I know you know that place, Bottle Blonde, all those places. So I do make out. I do those things, but the second it starts getting really heavy, right? Like she's like jumping on me. She's basically biting my face off. That's when I go, all right, you want to go home? And they're like, yeah. So it's kind of like at the peak of the moment, right? So that's how I do it. I know I'm interested to hear everyone else because I know you guys don't make out and stuff like that. But the times where I haven't been that intense, I always just make the ask because I'm confident that she's into me and I'm confident that I basically ran the proper game, right? So I just make the ask all the time. Be like, all right, let's go back to my place. There was a time where I only had a mattress and like block next to it. That's it. That's like all they had in my place, and she was down. So
Mexican
um,
game.
yeah, so it doesn't matter, right? It does in Dallas, but it doesn't matter as long as if she's into you, you don't have to make a pretext. If it makes you feel more comfortable to kind of make that plausible deniability, go for it. But I'd rather you feel comfortable and start developing that comfortability to just make the ask.
Mm. I think another important thing to add on to is making sure that you're also addressing the friends. And what I mean by that is not alienating them, not acknowledging their presence, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like women are impressionable. They'll go to the bathroom and they'll have that board meeting, right? Where it's like, oh, should I go home with this guy? And then, you want the friends to be on your side, right? So make a good impression on them as well, too.
Board meetings.
You just
It sounds so funny. Broad meeting.
Hey, women have
Yeah.
WhatsApp groups. They have WhatsApp groups with their friends, and then you text them a weird text, and then they take a screenshot and send
Yep.
it to their friends and discuss it. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Hmm.
You say it's like,
yeah.
hey, if you already share your location with your friends, they know you're coming with me, right? And then they're like, oh yeah, let's do that. Right. So that's a great way to make sure that the friends are addressed right before the pool. Last thing you want is your friends freaking the fuck out, right? And ruining everything. So
I,
Yeah,
I
you can
think
also.
our I think our version of the board meeting would be we just go to the bathroom and we're like, okay, let me get my lawyer and this expert on whether or not she's transgender. It's like that's the stuff we gotta
Important.
do
That's
as
important.
these days. So it's
Look
kind
for
of
the
funny.
Adam's apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to
One
be
of
clear
the
on again on seeding the poll, like at the end of the day, she knows why the fuck she's coming back to your place. You know why the fuck she's coming back to your place. It really is kind of a thing for like the next day when she tells people about it, when she tells her friends, she kind of gets to just be like, "Oh yeah, it just happened. Yeah, I used to have a chinchilla. Like that was the go-to is oh yeah, okay, you should come meet my chinchilla. And every girl in the world wants to meet a chinchilla, so it was easy. But it could also be like the wine or whatever else. It's just like she gets to tell her friends, "Oh well, all I did was go back to meet his chinchilla," and then whoa, how did
His
that
chi
happen?
his
And
chinchilla
and the
lives
thing
in
is,
a
the friends know
gingerbread
that too, but
house.
they still just get to give her that like, "Oh girl, it just happened" kind of vibe, and that's just the only well, it's the main reason that I do it.
If
It makes it
if
a little bit
you
smoother. It just helps out. Whatever.
if you want a mega reason to pull women and just every woman say yes, just build a gingerbread mansion and have your chinchilla live in there.
Hmm.
Who do you want to come home with me and see my chinchilla that lives in a fucking gingerbread mansion? Fuck yeah.
yeah,
And
I'm
how
gonna
many
I want to
guys are
see
going to
it.
make that
I'm
request?
flying down to Peru now.
That's so unique though, because how many guys are going to say that, right? Where it's like the girl has probably, let's be honest, never heard that or very rarely heard that request before, right? Make you stand out from Johnny Average or Joe Blow.
Here in Peru, pet stores don't have guinea pigs because the guinea pigs are in the restaurants. It's actually food for Peruvians. So whenever I went to a pet store in North America or Europe, I would just say, be careful with my wife. She's Peruvian. Hide your guinea pigs. She's gonna eat them. They're
Actually,
pretty tasty.
when I was in Lima, I remember seeing that on like every single menu, and I couldn't do it. Where it was just like you could see the pain in the eyes, where it's just like on the plate. I
I'll
was like,
send
how
you
does
some
that does
photos
not look
later.
appetizing? Yeah, oh, it's gross. It does not look appetizing.
You can see its legs, and they're moving on, moving on. Any other perspectives on this?
yeah, yeah. I could drop some polling value real quick. Um, First thing for guys who want to pull a lot, if you want to pull a lot, get a good fucking wingman. Okay? You can attack two sets so fucking efficiently. If her friend is down with your boy, you're gonna pull way more. That's number one. Number two, if you're newer to pulling, I think you just letting the venue close the situation is fucking awesome. So you guys are kind of just chilling at the end of the night. It's ending. All right, let's go by me. That's like the easiest thing you could do. And then another thing, I think this was actually one of the big downfalls of the PUA community is they were obsessed with isolation, isolating the girl. Me and Jesse, we do not teach that, right? In fact, we're proactive on winning the friends over. When I'm pulling, the girl's like, yo, go with Brandon, go with him, right? Proactively taking care of the friend situation, not hiding her off in a dark corner, throwing her on her shoulder and running out of the fucking venue.
Huge.
Think of how weird that sounds.
Yeah. I also don't like the term isolation because it sounds creepy when you really think about
Yeah.
it. So at Game Global and the Game Glossary, we simply recommend one-on-one because that's the reality of it. Instead of you're isolating her from like kidnapping or something, you're simply having a one-on-one. But I like what you're saying. That's good.
The other thing, when in doubt, also just stay in set. So yeah, like Brandon said, like yeah, sometimes just let the club close, especially at the Scottsdale. Everything closes at 2 a.m. People still want to go do something, so then it's just super logical. Like, oh yeah, club's closing, let's go to mine, and it works like a charm. So just stay in set. If you're into the girl, just stay with her and try to make it happen.